Hey, what's up, lightboltjoe here. Today we're going to discuss the 2022 Netflix original film, Purple Hearts. This is based on a book. It's over 2 hours long, starring Nicholas Galitzine. We love Nick. Nick is great. Sophia Carson's in this. Chosen Jacobs is in this. Lyndon Ashby's in this. Did not know Lyndon Ashby's in this. And Teen Wolf is just incredible. And I have my Teen Wolf tattoos and obsession for well over a decade. There's just something with when Lyndon gives that like dad hug and says, "I'm proud of you, boy," or "I'm proud of you, son." You just feel the warm fuzzies inside. I don't know what it is. It's just seeing him with his Teen Wolf son, played by Dylan O'Brien, Styles Stalinsky, whose real name is Mieczysław Stalinsky. Or him hugging Scott through various times. It's just something about those Lyndon hugs. It's just so pure and wonderful. And to have a Lyndon hug with Nick, because we love Nick, it was really cool. And that's it. That's the only positive thing I can say about this film. Okay, scratch that. Second positive thing. Sophia did a great job on the music. The music was great because Sophia Carson is great. And that's it. There's no reason this was it should have been 2 hours. It should have been an hour and a half. It was far too long, far too dragging. It was super racist against Arabs, against any form of immigrant, especially the Latinx community, with the film taking place in Southern California. And I specifically had to look this up too. And the director had some statement on it, and she said something like, the point of that was showing the character development, because that was more the beginning of the film, and then the characters change, and I'm like, oh my god. I hate watching war films. I hate watching military films because it's the glorification of America, and it's infuriating seeing the Fire Nation in action. It's infuriating. And so I like the fictitious wars, which clearly will never happen, with the sci-fi spins to it. Totally different. So to see a glorification film within regards to this, it's not the vibe. It's not the vibe. It's just weird, and I understand why critics didn't like this film. It's because the vibe was off. The vibe was off. It was very strange putting these two characters together. One is super conservative, from a super conservative family, and the other who is of first generation born, mother crossed the border, X amount of years ago, kind of a thing. It's the banter between them in the beginning of this, Sophia's character and Nick's character, was just cringe. Because these people would never get together, even for a fake marriage in real life. And it was just weird. It was very weird. Because then you're rooting for them, and you're like, yeah, love conquers all, because they eventually learn to love each other during the fake marriage. She has type 1 diabetes, and her insurance is stupid, as all insurance is stupid. And so he owes this drug dealer 15 grand. And so they come together to trick the system, if you will, to fraud the government, if you will, that she'll get spousal benefits, he'll get married benefits, she'll be a part of the health insurance within, his Marine, whatever the terminology was. And then it's a matter of what happens when it is revealed that it's a sham marriage. Well, the drug dealer is obviously going to be the one to rain on that parade. It was just a weird getting to the moment, and then like the true love confession at the end was fine. It was adorable. I loved it, but it was just too clunky. It was too, this individual who's filled with empathy and understanding of a post-racial society would never, ever, ever get together with an individual with a my skin tone's better than your skin tone mindset. It's just wild that that's how this worked out. And it's unfortunate because you have great talent, Nicholas Galitzine, who's an incredible human being, and Sophia Carson. It was also great seeing her do other musical stuff aside from the Descendants projects, which we've never actually talked about. We got to talk about those at some point, probably this summer. Um, it's just I love the chemistry that they had. It's just the characters are not a thing, not a thing. My biggest problem with this, aside from this, was Chosen Jacobs, who we all know and love as Mike Hanlon from It and It Chapter 2. Um, he plays this character who then dies in combat. But his girlfriend becomes friends with Sophia's character after Sophia and Nick's character get married, and they all like celebrate before they're all deployed, and like, you know, they're all talking, and like they see each other in a video chat, and like Nick gets injured and then comes back and he's healing, you know, with the skin graft and stuff. But Chosen's character passes away. And then Sophia's character is like, oh, you know, what do you think he's gonna do? He's gonna laugh about this or whatever. And Nick's like, oh, you don't know. Nobody told you. And I'm like, what do you mean nobody told you? You're friends with his girlfriend. How did nobody tell you? And then the two of you have a heart to heart at the funeral, where you give him the ring back that he gave you to get married in the city hall thing. And I'm like, bro, 1 + 1 doesn't. The math doesn't math. The math doesn't matter. You show me that these characters are becoming friends. You show me that these characters are interacting via video chat. And you know the history. She babysat him. Childhood friends for quite some time. Friends of the family. And you don't tell him? Or his parents don't tell her? What? Major plot flaw. Horrible, horrible plot flaw. I saw it because Nick was in it. That is the reason why we watched this film. It's, we cross it off the list. Within regards to the 3 Nicholas Galantine films I've technically seen, I've seen Red, White, and Royal Blue, I've seen Bottoms, and now I've seen Purple Hearts. He's been in a bunch of other stuff, which I haven't seen yet, and I love Nick. He's an incredible actor, an incredible human being. Love him. But if I'm ranking the 3 that I've seen so far, Red, White, and Royal Blue immediately surpasses even 1. We're going infinity plus 1. Then Bottoms, which is absolutely hysterical. Wonderful film. And then bottom of the barrel is Purple Hearts. I did not like this movie. Didn't like it. And I know a lot of people didn't. And it's interesting because and I looked this up, it was the 3rd most watched film of 2022 on Netflix. How? What? Huh? Who? No. No. Vibes are off. On to the next review. Mucho mahalo.